Oh, hello again. So this movie covers Delaware Water Gap at the eastern edge of Pennsylvania, the border, Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and it goes all the way to Greenwood Lake, New York. It's quite a bit of miles. I don't know exactly how many. Let's just say over 100 or so. There's a nice turtle. Um, yeah, actually, it turns out that New Jersey has been my favorite state so far. It is called the Garden State, and a lot of people kind of make fun of it. Oh, there's a snapping turtle, a really baby snapping turtle I saw at the edge of the lake. But yeah, the Garden State is really an accurate description of at least the AT going through New Jersey. It was beautiful, and I noticed that just going into Delaware Water Gap, it was already becoming more garden-like. But with that comes bogs and so forth. Oh, here's a rainy day. That was a crazy day. I got soaked on top of the mountain. The nice thing is, after that storm came through, there's a mist rising out of the Delaware Water Valley, and I got these awesome shots on top of the hill there. But yeah, as I was saying, it's a very boggy state, so there's a lot of bog boardwalks, especially one area which is sort of officially called the boardwalk, or people refer to it as the boardwalk. But really, there's boardwalks all over the place, and it's a different style of trail. This was awesome, the Mohican Outdoor Center. They have awesome breakfast and lunch buffets and dinner buffets here on the weekend. Very pricey, but I kind of splurged, and the room rate was reasonable, so I think it balanced out. And I spent a few days out of the rain there. It's just so raining, and that was the continuing trend even to when I'm recording this now. It's just been very rainy. Yeah, usually go up on top of the ridge, and there's these rock ledges that you have to sometimes sort of boulder through, and then if you're lucky, you get these views. Um, by now, these views are kind of old hat, but they're beautiful. That day was really nice, so I had to get that video. That looks like a beaver bog. Yeah, and these are some snakes that are just relaxing in the bushes in the lake, which I'd never seen before. But yeah, apparently it's very common, and people weren't too impressed that I saw it. I was kind of thrilled. I saw this wild porcupine just sort of hanging out, kind of looking me up and down, saying, "Oh, whatever, you're not worth the trouble, man. Goodbye." These were some nice days here. You could see the bugs in front of the camera. Look at the toads. Yeah, the bugs are becoming more of a problem now as things are warming up. Uh, that was a nice thing about it being kind of colder. The bugs weren't out yet. Now the bugs are swarming around, and sometimes they'll just track you and they'll swarm all around your head. Oh yeah, this was gnarly. A bunch of caterpillars just sitting on a branch in a tree. I thought it was some spiders before, but I looked really close. And apparently when these guys get out and they hatch, they just take over the tree and kill it off because they eat all the leaves, which is kind of bad. But yeah, these bugs will just take over. They'll swarm around your head all day, and you'll end up being like the Pigpen character in the Peanuts cartoon. Oh, this is what is it? Sunset Mountain, or Sunrise Mountain rather. Very small mountain. There's not really any big mountains around here. I think it was like 1,600 feet or something like that. It's kind of weird to call it a mountain, but it's a mountain, I guess. It's just a very old mountain, as are the Appalachians in general. You could see the bug going by the camera again there. Those bugs are just relentless. Some of those bugs actually will bite you. Not all of them, luckily, but there have been a few, and I've caught them, and I look down at them, and they're like going full bore, like 90 or like 45-degree angle. You can see their whole body is tilted. Oh, this is High Point State Park. Yeah, nice day there. These open fields here. This is on the way to the secret shelter, I think, which is the shelter maintained by this old through hiker who sort of bought this property near the AT and lets people stay there. And it's awesome. It's a four-walled shelter. They have a well pump, and it's heated inside, and there's places to charge. It's pretty nice. These little rabbits just hanging out. I believe this is on the way to there. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That was towards the end of the day. And looking back, you could almost barely see High Point State Park, that monument in the background, way in the back there. And here's the secret shelter, the so-called secret shelter. Really beautiful. And I bunked here one night with a guy named Hound, who's going much faster than me. Yeah, look at these muddy. Well, it's dried mud, but that gives you an idea of there's a lot of mud walking through New Jersey. I mean, there's a lot of boardwalks, but there's a lot of places that don't have boardwalks too. And as a result, you just go through the mud. And it's kind of, yeah, that's the secret shelter. That's a beautiful place. And here's some of the boardwalks. That's awesome. And I think it's like skunk cabbage or something around there. I'm not sure what that is. But this is a different type of trail maintenance when everything is just boggy and swampy. They just have to put these boards up over them. And that's an efficient way of maintaining the trail. And I've never seen that before. We don't really have that in California. Yeah, but as a result, it gives it a really cool feeling. And it's so nice to walk on the boards after, walking in the mud and getting your shoes almost sucked off by the mud as you walk along. So I'm thankful for those boards. More flowers coming out. It's spring. That's something I really didn't see at the start of my hike. It was just too cold. I didn't see a lot of flowers, but now things are just opening up. This was a like a sanctuary, a little preserve, and the trail did kind of a weird box pattern around that place. I forget what it was called, but it was some place. There was some birds and some protected areas. Oh, some more funky fungi. And here's the official boardwalk, and that guy in front of me is wrong way, and he left from Georgia January 2nd. So he had endured a lot of cold experiences by the time we got here. This is the official boardwalk, and it's beautiful. There's birds all around. I really enjoyed this. These cool plants just sort of hanging around inside the swampy area here. And here's Wrong Way saying, hey, there's a bridge out there. I think we're going to cross that. And yes, that's right. And then the trail came out into an open field here, and there's a sign saying, stay away from these cows, hikers. Like, there's just these cows hanging around out here. Some babies running around, having a good time. And there was a little market right after that where I got some ice cream. This was interesting. Just like pile of rocks on top of a giant rock. Never seen that before. I don't know what the purpose of that was. I believe this is a centipede, not a millipede. You can see those clouds look kind of stormy. That's been the theme. It's just been very raining. Here's a non-poisonous snake. But right on the trail here. And here's some rock climbing. Yeah, it goes right up there. You just have to do hand over hand climbing. Here's New York City from the trail. And the bugs, the giant bugs that are taller than the skyscrapers. Yeah, if you get lucky, you can see New York City on a clear day, and we got lucky. So it was pretty cool to see those in the background there. Pretty surreal. Wasn't expecting to see that. And there's another state border, New Jersey into New York. Here's a spider with an egg sac in there. I don't know if you could see that. But yeah, that's it for now. And basically made it to Greenwood Lake, New York, and took a rest day. But it was rainy and everything, so Wrong Way and I stayed in a hotel room for some of it. And then after that, I had to just get moving, get back on the trail. So I did some days walking in the rain, which was not fun. I kind of hurt myself. I'll save it for the next video. But thanks for watching this one.